Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Pelley's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be examining one of the most iconic fragrances of all time. This is from the house of Davidoff, and this is Cool Water, which came out in 1988. This, for me, was one of the first fragrances I ever purchased. And the last time I wore it would have been somewhere in the late 90s, early 2000s. So this formulation, the modern one, is much weaker than the old version. And the most recent formulation, definitely has a strong resemblance to Green Irish Tweed by the House of Creed. So the differences, from what I remember, was that the old Davidoff Cool Water smelled somewhat like Green Irish Tweed, but the older version was not only stronger and more potent, it had more of an earthy kind of sea rawness to it, and a little bit almost like a tobacco scent to it. So I consider it still somewhat different. I no longer have that bottle, and I think online they're very expensive. This is, I would say, like a shadow of the former past, especially in terms of performance. And again, whenever they dilute a fragrance, it dramatically changes the smell. It's like if you have a full glass of Coke, and let's say you drink it, and then you take half of the Coke out and you water it down, half Coke, half water. It doesn't taste the same, and that's like with fragrances. There's some of the DNA of the Coke is left, but it's a different taste, and the same goes for fragrances. So I would say the original Davidoff is still the standard for what all aquatic fragrances are judged and rated. So I'm going to take this out and give it a spray. Like I said, this is the most recent formulation right here. This is only a 40 ml bottle. This is a very inexpensive fragrance. So initially, I kind of get the Green Irish Tweed vibe. It's kind of like a seawater, somewhat aquatic. But as it dries down, it even resembles Green Irish Tweed more. And you can take in, I take in a little bit of neroli and sandalwood. Later on, the fragrance really pulls close to the skin. I would say after 2-3 hours, the smell dies off, and it has more of a musky version of a Green Irish Tweed vibe. So definitely I would say that this EDT modern version is a disappointment in terms of the performance. It still has some remnants of the old, but I do consider the old a lot more raw, a lot more earthy. That's their sea-like. That's the best way to describe it. As advertised, I've seen 2 different variations on the notes, so I'm not sure the notes I'm giving is from the original or from the new formulation. The top notes were seawater, lavender, mint, green notes, rosemary, and coriander. The mid notes are sandalwood, neroli, geranium, and jasmine. The base notes are musk, oak moss, tobacco, cedar, and ambergris. So the accords of this, it would be like in the Green Irish Tweed mode, but it's marine-like, it's fresh. There's like a saltiness, a greenness to it, but not quite like the old one. The old one had that raw, earthy type of mossy scent. This one definitely, I think, smells more synthetic. The other one was more natural. The older one, some people say, had more of an 80s vibe. And 80s vibe, I think that means a little more mossy. Some people also say that the new version has an old man vibe, and I don't think that. I think people just say that comment just to describe older fragrances. But this definitely is still something you can wear. The performance is what lacks, but I still think it's a great fragrance. And if you have any experiences with this fragrance, just leave your comments down below. And if you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell. I will always respond back. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.